Okay, I had to do one more little shot here. We're drying off the hood just to see, and it is looking primo. This is a go. This is absolutely a go. I'm liking what I'm seeing. It was not shining like this when we started, so I'm gonna go ahead and say all out, this is a thumbs up. It's still smelling like blueberries. It's shining very nicely, and then we'll see what happens when we let the rest of it, you're gonna let the rest of it bead, the bead kind of dry. Yeah, see how that looks after it air dries, but boy, look at the shine. She's shining so brightly, very, very, very lovely. So we'll still stay tuned for the update, so we'll see what happens after tomorrow, after it dries off. So there we have it, looking good. Okay guys, wanted to shoot a quick video and show you what the van looks like on day 2 after a hard rain. We can see that it has beaded up well. I left my gas cap open there. Let's look at the back here in the sunlight. So I really did a good job on the window, but you can see where it's caked up where I did not wash the car. So the product will cake up if you don't clean the surface really, really well. But all the way down each side, nice beading action. You can see the swirls down here where I did not clean the van well, but the stuff does work. And so then the only thing that I can say is on the front window, it did cake up because I did not clean the window, and I just got done scrubbing the window where you can see the product kind of builds up where the wipers are coming on, and I was getting some heavy duty chatter on the wipers because I didn't do a good job of cleaning firsthand. So we can see residue here with dirt that is combined with it, but we still got the beading. So it's getting the 2 thumbs up, and I tell you what, I swear to goodness, I can still smell the blueberry. It still smells good. So we're doing good on day 2. That's what we got. Can't wait to see how the Honda did. So there we have it. All right, people, update. Check this out. This is the van after today's rainstorm. Don't look at the top and pay no attention to the terrible paint job. But anyway, after the rain was showing the beating from that last video segment that you saw, I came in here to kind of check it out a little closer and wipe and buff it in, and I noticed that all the waxy compound that was on the window and the waxy streaks that were on the paint, when I took my microfiber cloth and I started to wipe it in, what I noticed is that it had a wax-like feel, like when you put a carnauba wax on a car and let it dry to a haze and then you buff it off with your hand. It felt like that. This stuff was solid. Now, if you look at the side of the car, there's no swirl marks now, and I have not wet sanded and buffed and polished this car. Look at my reflection in the mirror. Freudian slip intended. Okay, so there I am. That's the cleanest that the windows have ever looked. They are shining, and they popped after I hit them with the microfiber cloth. So I went around the entire van. I need better lighting here. Maybe I should turn on the light. The back end looks a whole lot better, but just check out, look at that, man. Look at that mirror finish. This by far is absolutely hands down the best product I've ever put on a car. I mean, it's legit, okay? The stuff is legit. It's solid. It's not just some crap story about, you know, polymerization that doesn't really happen. No, you could see the polymerization when you get to buffing it in by hand, which that means that the particles are connecting. You have a lattice, you have a flat lattice that's stretching out into a thin layer, which is why it is hydrophobic. And so as I'm spreading that stuff out, look at that shine. And this car has not been wet sanded, buffed, and polished. This paint job has never been wet sanded, but that's looking very, very nice. So anyway, the product is thick. It's legitimate. It's not just some thin liquid of water with a scent and shines up your car, and then the next day you wash off your car and you're done and it's gone. No, this stuff is on there. It's on that surface. It is significant, okay? And it is definitely noticeable when you run your hands on the car. You can feel a slickness. When you run your hand across the window, you can feel that the product is there. So I imagine that now that I have wiped it down, it's probably going to be even more bead-like. So I thought, well, maybe this is not good stuff to put on the window, but after I buffed it off dry, yes, it definitely is. I would say spray it on the window, wipe it in, leave a thin layer, let it dry, and then buff it in by hand. Buff it into a shine, and it's going to look really, really good. So I still don't know what Trayvon's car looks like, but I'm gonna tell you right now, based on my van here, and we just slopped it on. I didn't even wash the car. There was dirt on here when I put that product on. I slopped it on, and it still looks great. So I'm giving it 2 absolute thumbs up. Best product I have ever used, and it's relatively inexpensive. What, $15.95 for that bottle? I usually pay $30 or more for a similar sized bottle of thick paste. So it is more liquid-like. It is less, more or less, what would you call it? I don't want to talk about specific gravity and, you know, get super nerdy on you. But anyway, it's more liquid-like than a thick paste that you would normally use, like buffing compound or polish. But it's worth it. Very worth it. So there we have it. Bam! 2 thumbs up for my blueberry smelling goodness. There we go. Color Boss Custom Auto Body Shop, where we just shoot it. We're out of here. So I'm gonna come back in the next episode and talk about what's going on with the Mustang. I'm getting the final buff on the Mustang, and it's looking good. We have that video about the U-Paul clear. There's the bumper after I polished it and wet sanded it. Wet sanded and polished, of course. And so it's a win. The U-Paul clear, the 2882 clear, is outstanding. So I got some work cut out for me. I got half the car done, and I got to get over here to this side and run the buffing compound and finish this entire side so we can finish this project out. So that's all we got for now. Color Boss Custom Auto Body Shop, where we just shoot it. Yay.